Alright, All Father's Answers part number 2. We're going to be picking up where we left off in the last video, answering the questions you guys left on my community post a few days ago. Who do I want Simo to fight? And how about Rasputin? I think there's some interesting fighters that would be closer to Jack the Ripper on a clever and violent scale, more so than other characters. I do agree with that, and I actually do believe Rasputin is the man that is in the locked door that we saw a tease of with the chains all on the door. I think that he's being locked up because I think he is going to be the most heinous human we see fight. I think that he is even going to surpass the malice Jack the Ripper was implied to have, even though we obviously know it kind of got a little bit retconned with his spin-off manga where he's not the true Jack the Ripper and everything. So I think that Rasputin will truly be that menace. So that begs the question, is the god actually going to be positioned as the protagonist or the good guy, so to speak, for that round, similar to how Hercules was portrayed that way against Jack? I think that will be the case. So who on the roster left is really in a position to be portrayed that way? It's definitely not going to be Odin in my mind. The most likely option that a lot of people have speculated was that Anubis is going to fight Rasputin, mainly because Rasputin is tied to immortality and things like that, the man who can never die versus a god of the dead. Do you think Anubis is going to be positioned as a protagonist? I'm not sure. I think Susanoo is an underrated character because there's so many unknowns about him. I definitely believe that he is probably the least well-known god on this roster, so they can really do anything they want with that character. Maybe he'll emerge as something of a good guy type of god. As far as Simo, I think everybody in the Record of Ragnarok community had speculated that he was going to be fighting Apollo in a sniper battle. It's obviously not the case when we see round 9, so I have no idea who Simo is going to be fighting in Ragnarok, because I don't think Simo's going to be at the top end of the roster. I think he'll be like a mid-level fighter, but obviously we could be wrong. I know there's a lot of people that actually want to see Simo fight Odin. I don't think that'll happen, but you know, it's possible. So who would I want to see him fight based on who we have left on the roster? I actually am kind of starting to think Simo and Loki might have an interesting little fight. It seems like we're going to get Loki Okita, but with the fact that we didn't even get Simo Apollo, I wouldn't say anything is clear cut and set in stone. If you guys are enjoying this video, want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel and I appreciate it. Next question, who is my favorite character? So my favorite character, if you guys have watched my videos, you guys will know I have a poster of Buddha right behind me. Buddha is definitely in my top 2 and he's probably my favorite designed character in the series. And I also love his fighting style with the 6 realm staff. He has some of the coolest attacks and coolest abilities in the series in my opinion, and personally his weapon is my favorite divine weapon in the series. So his design and his weapon slash fighting style is my favorite. Now I am a bit split though when it comes to outright naming him number 1, because my favorite character when it comes to mentality, quotes, and just the way that they carry themselves is Qin Shi Huang. But I do like Buddha's design better, and I like the way Buddha fights better. Also, don't forget, Buddha's great Nirvana sword is also savage as hell too. I personally think that that's better than anything Qin pulled out in his fight. But again, Qin Shi Huang's backstory in my opinion is better than Buddha's, so they both have great qualities. So I would say overall those two are 1A, 1B for me. Next question, what made me start wanting to do YouTube and how do I like it so far? So what made me start wanting to do YouTube, if you guys did not know, was I actually got my start as a creator just through TikTok, giving reactions of One Piece as I was watching it for the first time. That's where I really blew up at first. Then I obviously branched out, did Record of Ragnarok reactions and various other anime reactions. Then I started covering the mangas for the different series. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna be doing this on TikTok, I might as well just move it over to YouTube, which I've always liked better format wise. And another reason is you just see a lot of people giving opinions on these anime, and it's like, well, why not give my own opinion? Because I most of the times disagree with a lot of the big name creators, especially when it comes to One Piece. If you guys have been checking out my One Piece videos, I'm sure you guys think I might have a lot of hot takes, especially when it comes to admiral strength and things like that. But yeah, so I figured I'd build my own platform to give my opinions, to kind of change some of the narratives going around in various communities. How do I like it so far? I like it. It's awesome. I mean, I think it definitely makes every manga and anime I've watched and covered much better because you get a community built through your comments and everything like that. I used to have a big Discord server. I might open up another one in the future again, but yeah, so that was always cool. Just having discussion, talking about anime and shit makes it better in my opinion. Next question, if I was to come up with my own rosters for Record of Ragnarok, both gods and humans, what would it be? I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'll probably do a complete separate video on that at a later date, so look out for that, but it's definitely coming. That being said, in the first Q&A video I gave a few examples of some of the characters that I would like to see in Ragnarok. Not all, but a few. So if you want to go check that out, you can. Then last question for today, do you like fighting games? I wouldn't be surprised if they were popular in the fighting game community. For example, I like For Honor and Ninja Storm. So fun fact, I actually used to be top 1,000 in the world for Injustice 2. That's really the only fighting game I really ever played seriously. I love that game. I put a ton of time into it. I was pretty good at it. I used to main with Aquaman, but interestingly enough, even though Mortal Kombat's made by the same people, I never have played Mortal Kombat as serious as I played Injustice 2. So I'm waiting on Injustice 3. If it ever does get released, maybe I'll get back into playing that. Maybe I'll stream it or something. But yeah, that's pretty much the only fighting game I've really played seriously. I appreciate all the questions. I didn't get to all of them, but we'll do another Q&A in the future. So whenever you see me post on the community tab, like I did this time, asking for questions, make sure you get those in and we'll get them answered for you in a video. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, share it with a friend, turn on that notification bell, and of course subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
She don't do it with no hands, she a master. If they question how I get it, I gotta answer.